Hi everyone, my name is Gaurav Bakshi, and on this occasion of the World Mental Health Day, I thought of speaking with you today and maybe chatting a little about what are some of the simple things we could do in organizations to ensure that people stay happy and productive. A lot is, of course, being done by a lot of leading organizations who are deploying a lot of programs around mental wellness and some amazing work happening. But I think we're still sort of scratching the tip of the iceberg, and there's data to say that just about 1,000 organizations out of a few 100,000 organizations listed currently have such programs in place. So this conversation is more targeted towards maybe younger and growing organizations who could use a few simple hacks, if I can say so, to ensure that even by the time they create their own specific mental wellness programs, they could watch out for a few things which can usually impact their workforce and how they feel about life in general. So I think and this is in no particular order. One of the big things that I think we as organization leaders can put in place is ensuring that when we're hiring, we hire right. I mean, there are a lot of times when we are looking for people, we tend to overlook some of their personal ambitions, some of their personal realities, their preferences, and it's a two-way street. So it's just not the experience, not the skill. It's you're bringing on board somebody holistic into your ecosystem, and therefore the aspiration match, the culture match, the context match will prevent you from ensuring that there are no mistakes which people discover after they've spent maybe a few months with you as an organization. So ensuring that during the selection process, it's really a two-way street, and there's enough time and opportunity given to discover some of the subconscious elements which are at play and sometimes get overlooked when making choice. So that's the one first thing I would say. The second important thing I would like to share with you is the whole context around load balancing, right? I mean, there are enough and more people in the organization that we've seen who are overloaded with work. And as somebody says that a lot of people say actually that the reward for good work is more work, and therefore ensuring that you're not for somebody who's a high performer, you're not trying to load him or her up with so much work that it becomes stressful for the person. So extra work, a lot of work is clearly an indicator of stress and mental issues. But on the contrary, the another dimension here is that having too little work, or not feeling important enough, or not being a part of some of the crucial projects in the organization, often ends up making people stressful as well. So making sure that the load balancing is good, people are happy, they're enjoying what they're doing, they feel valued in terms of the kind of assignments that are being given to them. At the same time, there is enough room in their personal life to enjoy life in general and not just continue to work all the time. So these two big things, I think, are a clear important thing, and therefore in order to ensure that this happens, the right timing in terms of getting on board new team members if work is really ramping up, and not waiting up for the manpower planning cycles to come in place. So being on the ball as far as that is concerned. So that's the second big thing. Another important dimension is that the way the entire work-life integration is happening, there is no distinction between work life and personal life as being independent from each other. It's all interdependent, and therefore the amount of pervasiveness that we see in people taking work home, and these things have really made us think that how do we change our mindset as employers to ensure that there is enough support system and enough empathy and enough gentleness in dealing with people who are managing work out of their homes, and we do understand that sometimes there could be circumstances outside of their control, and we have to uh, give space for that their personal ecosystem to thrive while they contribute to work being at home. So that's another important piece, and I think the lastly there's one more big piece that is very very important for us to consider, which is how do we really measure people, right, in terms of their contribution. A lot of times we've seen that there are perceptions being formed about people in terms of either by the number of hours they work, or maybe how well do they multitask, etc. So I think there is enough evidence now available to say that okay, even with a reasonable number of hours, there could be star performance, and even with doing one task at a time, there could be phenomenal results and deeper focus, greater creativity, and better outcomes for the organization. So not necessarily that we continue to operate in the same molds of assessing people and seeing how do they bring value to your business. So these were, a few easy fixes in my mind, and I wish you great luck in being on the path to creating a very very happy, productive organization. Kudos to you if you're already on the journey, and best wishes if you're starting one. Thank you.